So what we're making today is my mom's double mint brownies, which were one of my favorite desserts growing up. My mom made them, I helped her. Today I'm making them and my kids are helping me. So today, Sid and Eliza, we are going to make, what are we going to make?
Mint brownies! Chocolate mint brownies.
Yeah, chocolate mint brownies.
I was going to say it.
When I was your age, I loved these chocolate mint brownies. Nana Kay used to make them. In fact, I've got Nana Kay's recipe right here, so you can see her handwriting. This is Nana Kay writing this. And it looks like she made a note later, another time, and said, don't wait until the next day to cut them. They get too cracky. So we won't wait till the next day to do that. So that's a good little note. I loved cooking with Nana Kay, and I love cooking with you guys. So should we start?
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cream together some butter and sugar.
Here's my jar.
Okay, so Sid, can you chop up this butter into some pieces for me?
I'm the one ingredients.
Okay. Eliza, can you measure me 1 cup of sugar? So that's a ½ cup measure. You're going to do that twice.
And fun.
Okay, and that can go in.
Chop.
Great. Oh, Sid, you've done a good job there. I remember Nana Kay being always talking a little crazy about how much butter was in this recipe. So much butter.
Yay!
All right. So the butter's in. Are we done with the sugar, Eliza? Perfect. You've got it. That's it. Now put it in. Okay, great. And I'm going to put a little extra for luck. Okay. So, Sydney, can you turn on the mixer?
All the way to 10?
No, no, no. We go slow when we first put stuff in there.
2.
Maybe 2, sure.
Can I see? Well, that looks weird. Yeah.
Okay. Now we need to add the eggs. So, there's 4 eggs. We're gonna let Sydney crack 2 and Eliza crack 2.
But you said I could do the red ingredient.
Yep, you crack those eggs into there. And Sydney, you can crack those eggs into there.
Oops.
Whoa. 2 shell pieces. Right.
Dun.
Are you sneaking more? Okay, I used to love sneaking. So, Sid, while you're working on cracking that, we're going to have Eliza pour in her egg. You pour it in.
That was delicious. With so much sugar.
So, what have we put in so far?
Egg.
Yeah. What else?
Sugar.
Yeah. And
Butter.
Great.
Butter.
All right. Now we're going to add.
Garlic.
Actually, no. The next thing we're going to add is Hershey's syrup.
Hershey.
Yep.
This here. Got it.
Oops. This one. Yeah. When I was little, those came in a can. So you just put a whole can in. But now they come in different sizes. So here's our trick. We're going to use a scale. And then I want you to pour that in until you get to 16.0.
You tell me.
All right. Sid, you read the numbers off. What have we got to?
4.
5. Okay, let go, Eliza.
No, I want to
Let go for a second. There you go. Okay. Go again.
I want to do it by myself.
You're doing awesome. What's it up to, Sid?
15.30.
15.3. Okay, whoops, stop. Oh, good, perfect. What do you think is going to happen when we turn that back on?
It's going to turn brown.
Okay. So then we need some vanilla.
Vanilla. Extract.
Yeah.
No, it's my turn.
The recipe that Nana had didn't even have any, but we are going to put a little bit in.
Why?
Whoa, that's probably more than we need. But it's okay. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have it turn brown. Whoa! That's probably enough.
Brown. My hypothesis was right.
All right. Very brown.
I smell chocolate.
Okay. Sid, you'll pour this in. Up off of there. Slide over there. when you pour in dry ingredients like this, yep, you put it in. It would have a tendency to go fluff up in the air if you turn it on really fast, right? So you just turn it on really slow to get it started.
Yeah. Because we don't want it to go flop.
So the next thing we need to do
I'm not finished.
to grease this pan.
I know how to do that.
You do. You're pretty good at it.
So I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Or you can just use your hands, but
Yeah, you
I'll
just use your hand.
They
Remember, you get it all in all the edges and up the sides, right?
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I'm doing the bottom first. It's the easiest part.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you guys ever remember cooking with Nana Kay?
Yes.
I remember Christmas cookies.
Christmas
too.
cookies? Yeah. You had a little chocolate there. So, tell me what you did with Nana Kay with Christmas cookies.
We decorated them
You did
with royal ice.
royal icing. Ooh, what is royal icing anyway? Do you remember?
It's icing that it's soft and squishy, but then when you squirt it on in a plastic bag, but once you squirt it onto like the cookie or something, it takes 24 hours to dry, and then it's rock solid.
Wow. So we'll use a spatula. I would have used that one, but you were eating.
What?
So we've got that. That's going into the oven at 350 for a half hour. While the brownies are baking, we are going to do our next step.
But I'm doing the wedding ingredient.
Do you know what the next step is?
Frosting!
Frosting. That's right. Okay.
I took the
You're going to do the wet ingredients. I know. All right.
You get the
So here's what we're going to do. We've got,
butter.
how much butter is this?
One thing.
One thing. Yeah. One thing of butter. Can you put a thing of butter in there?
Yes.
Sometimes you call it a stick of butter
Yeah.
or a half a cup.
A half a cup.
But I think most people would know what a thing of butter is, right?
If they don't know the word, that's weird.
We're going to add powdered sugar now.
Me.
And you know what happens when you turn it on fast, right, Eliza? If you put powdered sugar in, what happens?
It will go.
What's the sound it makes? Yeah, and make a terrible mess. So let's try not to do that.
I'm trying.
It would make like smoke
All right.
like this, sort of.
Yep, Eliza, you can close it. You can lock it.
We'll just lock it.
That's right there. Close that.
Okay.
That means you can't lift up on the lid. I'm going to turn this on.
Trying to be exact isn't very easy, but fun.
Can you smell this? What does it smell like?
Mint. Peppermint. Mint.
Mmm. Really minty. Frosting's almost done, but stop.
We just need that stuff.
We need the next step.
We're going to scrape down the sides so that it all gets to be the same. Stop, Eliza. I know, it's so tempting, isn't it? You just really want to eat it.
It's the
I know.
prettiest color.
This is like my favorite part, the frosting. Oh my word.
Can I have the spoon?
Which did you get last time?
That one.
Okay, Sydney, you get that one. Not yet.
You're gonna get more on
I'm
that.
going to put this in a bowl. When was the first time we had this recipe? I don't know. We certainly had it a long time ago. My mom would usually bring this recipe to Christmas parties, particularly a Christmas party with her family, the Bonaventura family. And so my guess is probably the late 80s. I read that this recipe was first published in 1984.
This recipe was published?
Yep, in magazines.
Now?
Well, no, Nana didn't make up this recipe.
What?
She found this recipe and wrote it down. Oh my goodness. So good.
Delicious.
Yeah. Sid, you can sit up in your chair and how does it taste?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Spooky goppy bunch.
I love this part. Okay. So now we're ready for our final part of the recipe.
So, Daddy, remind me where you grew up again.
You don't remember where I grew up? I grew up in Gloucester. Where is Gloucester? Do you know?
An
it's
hour away from
hour away.
Boston.
Hour away. Yep. Yep. I grew up in Gloucester. My dad grew up in Gloucester. His parents grew up in Gloucester. And then my great-grandfather grew up in Newfoundland, up in Canada, and then came down to go fishing in Gloucester. So my family's been in Gloucester for a long time. But my mom's family was not from Gloucester originally. Nana Kay grew up in Beverly, which is a town near Gloucester. But yep, I grew up and always lived in the same house. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to melt some chocolate and some butter. I've got, I guess I have 16 ounces of chocolate bits.
Chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips, okay, sorry. You know, Nana Kay always called them chocolate bits. That's even what she wrote on here.
I'm sad that Nana Kay died.
Oh, I'm sad that Nana Kay died too. I love remembering her.
When we bake the
Yummy
brownies,
Christmas cookies.
does that remind you of her?
Yeah, it does. There's lots of things about this that remind me of her.
Like
So I bake
like that Christmas cookie recipe that we made with her all the time.
Yeah, that reminds me. But even just baking with you guys reminds me, because I used to do that with Nana Kay. But I'm also wearing this apron that she made. She liked to sew stuff, so she made this apron for me. But we actually have a lot fancier equipment and easier equipment than Nana Kay did. She didn't have a fancy mixer like this, so it was a lot harder to make this stuff.
Tiny bit.
Are you sneaking frosting?
Smaller than my pinky.
I know. I love doing that. And it always drove Nana crazy. And it drives Mommy crazy. I don't, what is it about mommies that when their kids are sneaking sugar, they don't like it? I used to love it. Melty, look how shiny it is.
Oh.
No, this is a look at how shiny it is game.
Not a taste how shiny it is.
You were so sneaky. Alright, so one of the tricks to making these brownies and have layers and not melt into each other is that once the brownies come out of the oven, we're going to let them get completely cool before we put the frosting on it. Because the frosting is basically just butter. And so if the brownies were hot, it would melt. And the same thing about this chocolate topping. If it's too hot, it would also melt the frosting. So it needs to be hot enough that it'll still pour, but not cold enough that it gets hard, and not hot enough that it melts the thing. And that's a hard thing to think through.
Yeah.
What's the temperature? How does it feel?
Warm.
Warm. Warm is probably just about right. Okay, so you test the doneness by putting in a toothpick. See how it comes out clean? It's not like goop all over it. It might have a little tiny crumb. That's perfectly done. So we'll take that out of the oven. We'll cool it on a wire rack until it's cool. Then we'll put it in the fridge until it's completely cold. And then we can frost it. No more eating, my little sneaky. Eliza, get those fingers out of there. Good things come to girls who wait.
There's still, I can still see it in the middle.
Show me where it needs you out of it. Where does it need more? Sid?
It's like there and there.
There and there. All right, that's for you. That's for you. Delicious.
Yeah,
we're just gonna-
delicious.
Pour the chocolate on.
Make sure it doesn't melt.
Yeah, I'm trying. And we're just going to spread this over the top. And then this is going to go right in the freezer. All right, so now we're in the worst part. The worst part of cooking, you know what it is?
Waiting.
Waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. Because the chocolate needs to harden up before we can cut into it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a gooey mess.
Do you remember the time I first made pancakes, Dad?
I do remember the time you first made pancakes.
It was like it was just you and me, and we were like doing our cooking class.
Yeah. Do you
I got
remember?
for Christmas.
I remember making pancakes when I was little. There was a recipe on page 97 of Nana Kay's cookbook,
How
the
do you
Green
remember
Cookbook. 97 had a recipe, they called them griddle cakes. And I remembered it because I could open up that cookbook and make them myself. That was awesome. I think you're really at the point where you can make pancakes yourself. If you could just get the griddle from downstairs, you could do everything else, couldn't you?
Yeah, we just need supervision so I don't burn myself.
Well, sure. Yes. I don't want you to burn yourself.
What was your favorite recipe that you did when you were little?
I liked making hermits.
What are
They're kind of a molassesy, raisiny bar. I liked making meatloaf. I liked making pancakes. And I liked making these brownies that we're making today. Yeah. You know, I like cooking for mainly one reason. Do you know what it is?
Because you get it's fun.
It is fun.
But
What else?
you get to spend time with family cooking it.
I like that too. Neither of those are the reason though.
Because
Why do you think I like to cook?
it reminds you of Nana Kay.
It does remind me of Nana Kay, but I liked to cook even when Nana Kay was around. So why do you think I like to cook?
It's fun.
It is fun. You know why? It's because I like to eat. That's the real reason. I like to eat. I like to eat good food. And so I realized if I learn to cook good food and cook healthy food, then I'll eat good healthy food. And sometimes you just have to make brownies. And they're not healthy and they have tons of butter, but boy are they delicious. I think we need to get some brownies out of the freezer and
Yay! Best pot ever!
yeah. All right, how many pieces should we make in total?
10 plus 10 plus 10.
That would be 30, maybe 36.
No, 39.
Well, 36 is a lot easier to cut than 39.
Okay.
36, if we had 6 rows and 6 columns, we would have 36. So we'll cut it in half. And then in thirds.
So we have 3 pieces now. 4, 5, 6.
6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
all right. So how many do we think we have?
36.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35,
36.
36. We did it.
Good math, Daddy.
Yeah. Do you like corners or more the rectangle parts?
Corner. Because it's more.
I'll have a rectangle.
All right.
I have corner. That's mine.
That looks pretty fantastic. Wait to eat it until we all have it and we can all bite in together. So we all have our brownies.
1, 2, 3. Yum.
Oh my goodness.
Yum.
Mhm.
Wow, is that good?
Mhm.
Yum, yum, yum.
These get even better over time. As they sit in the fridge for a day, the brownies get even fudgier, which is how I like them. They feel a little cakey right now, but they get better over time. And the chocolate on top will get harder when it gets totally cold. But can you think of a better way to have a brownie? No. This is a pretty good day to spend with you guys. Thanks for cooking with me.
No problem. That's it.